Hey, it's Rick. Welcome to another video on blending smoothies. Now this one's going to be what they call cherry tart. This was actually developed by a bunch of girls. They call themselves Simple Green Smoothies. Look them up online, and I highly recommend their new book and also the recipes. Well, this came up on my Facebook page, and I thought I'd try it the best I could with some of the things that I have around the house and some of the fruits and vegetables, and we'll see how it works out. Now, what it calls for is 2 cups of water, a banana, 2 cups of pineapple, and a cup of cherries pitted, 2 cups of spinach, but I'm going to show you some tips to go along with it. Now, bananas, you know when your bananas start to go and they get that spotted look and they start to get mushy, I just pop the whole banana right into the freezer, and I'll show you. We buy them in bulk and just throw them right in there when they start to turn. And what you do is, once they're frozen, just take them over to your sink and run hot water on them for just a little bit, and all the skin will just slide right off of them. Then you got a frozen banana that's ripe and ready to go. That's one trick. Then another trick is your pineapples, and there's one right there, matter of fact. Once I core it, and I have some slices around, and if nobody eats it or it starts to turn, it starts to get mushy, I'll put some water with it. I'll go ahead and throw it back into the Blendtec, and I'll liquefy it. And then what I do is I get these silicone trays, ice trays. They're pretty big. They're like 2x2 blocks, and I'll freeze them. And then they're there in the freezer, and I can go ahead and make my recipes. And that's what I'm going to do with this. Put 2 of them in there, which is approximately about a cup of pineapple, the frozen banana. I've got roughly a cup of, these are dried cherries, and we'll see if they'll work out. I got a couple cups of ice. Another tip is spinach. When it starts to go, or kale, and it starts to get mushy, everybody freaks out. They don't want their salads. So I go ahead and I just throw them into a freezer bag and throw them in the refrigerator. Or sometimes I'll do the same thing, and I'll go ahead and I'll blend them up with some water, and I'll freeze them like cubes, like the pineapple. So I got all that together, and now we'll start the smoothie and see how it makes out. And like I said, it's called a cherry tart, and it's supposed to be a good smoothie for the morning. And it's hot here in Delaware. We're starting to get into later spring. I'm going to try one of these and see if it'll take away my hunger for wanting to eat something, and also it's cool and it'll satisfy me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start assembling this and see how it works out. Usually with these type of blenders, you want to try to put your lighter stuff on the bottom and then your heavy stuff on top, so it starts to emulsify it as it goes down. So for right now, we're going to take the frozen spinach, which I'm sure looks lovely. Don't worry, it'll be fine. See if we can get most of it out of there. And like I said, that's roughly 2 cups. I mean, you go over, it's going to get more of a greeny taste to it. Then I'm going to take the banana, which is now softening up, and slide that in. Keep in mind, I got one hand going here. And then I'm going to take the cherries, put them in. And then our 2 pieces of pineapple. And this is supposed to be enough for 2 people. 2 servings. Okay, so we have all our ingredients in there, and I'm going to actually fold in like a cup and a half of water just to give it a liquid base. That ice will keep it cold. And we'll go ahead and we'll hit the smoothie button. That's why I love this blender. Kind of takes the thinking out of it for you. You can do the high-low if you want to buttons here, but I love the fact that it has a smoothie button. Let her go. Now, as you can see, it's counting down. 60 seconds. You hear it working? You know, put your hand on top of it. I always put my hand on top of it. Just, I don't like that initial takeoff. I feel like it's going to fly off the counter. So we'll let that count down. You can fast forward if you want to. About 20 seconds left. Now see, it's got a little bit of green color to it, but it looks like that pineapple is going to change a little bit. You don't hear any solids in there bouncing around anymore. And there we go, it's done. We'll pop the top. You look inside there. Take it off the machine, and it's got a good consistency to it. Well, as they say, proof's in the pudding. Give it a shot here. Alright, well, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. You know, thanks to the Green Smoothie Girls for this recipe. It worked out pretty good. I'm not a big spinach person. There's my assistant, Leo. Okay, Lee. Thanks for coming in, but I know that's not your thing. But I give it a thumbs up. I'm not a big green person. I wasn't a big spinach person when I was younger. My parents tried to get me to eat it. They cooked it down. I didn't like it. And you'd be surprised how much protein is in spinach compared to your fish and your chicken. Like when we try to stay healthy, we load up on our proteins. You're going to get more proteins actually out of your greens. So try that. If you don't believe me, check it out online. I mean, I'm not an expert in this, but see what you think. This really has a good taste to it. You know, it's got the pineapple that's strong, and then some of the notes of the cherries come in the back, and it tastes really good. Doesn't taste like you're out there eating grass. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. It allows me to go ahead and do more videos. Thanks again. Take care.